Hi, good day to all of you, and we meet again. How are you? So, again, let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Lim Chun Yeow, or you can call me CY Lim, or you can call me Lim Tan Chu. I am from Malaysia, from Kuala Lumpur, Vihara, Xing, and good day again to all of you. First of all, I am grateful for the mercy of God, Lao Mu, the Lord, and for the virtues of our holy teachers, 师尊师母, and to our Lao Chen Ren, and Dan Chuan Si, our masters, for giving me this opportunity again to be here in YouTube, right? To share with you the topic for today under the Dao Practice series. Rejoice in fostering a good and broad Dao affinity. I do sincerely hope that after my sharing of this topic, you gain more insight of this lesson. Let's begin. So, what are the good characteristics of self-regard? As you and I, most of us are considered as a Tao practitioners, right? What would be the good characteristics that we should possess, right? Especially towards the self-regard, okay? Life in this world, to carry ourselves well has never been easy, especially when we always been referred as a Tao member or Tao practitioner. So number one, we always need to be patient, right? We 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 need to know we are steady, we are stable, and we are reliable. So patience is important, right? And number two is we need to be tolerance, right? And number three, we need to be polite, right? We have to upkeep the politeness, and we have to always stay modesty, right? These are some of the good characteristics of self-regard. And what are the bad characteristics of self-regard, right? The first one is always act following our emotions. Many, perhaps including myself at times, we always follow our emotions, which is wrong, right? Angers, grievances came from emotions, and 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 also a lot of times blind courage. So we always do something just because we are being blind, and the blind courage lead us to wrong actions. And number two, bad and uncontrollable intentions. These are not good, not good. So what happens when you have the good characteristics and the bad characteristics? What will happen if we act according to emotions, act according to blind courage, and of course also uncontrollable intentions? This will actually create, number one, conflicts, right? Conflicts and problems, right? And bad karma, causing bad karma, which in the end will be suffered by ourselves, suffer by oneself, and not really going to be suffered by others. So I hope this forward will bring you a good beginning on this topic. So what are the characteristics of Tao practitioners to possess? Sorry, there was some typo errors, all right, on this sentence. So what will be the characteristics as a Tao practitioner that we should possess? Okay, as human beings, we as a Tao practitioners, number one, we must be flexible, right? Flexible and perfect things with harmony. We call Yuan Long, okay? Number two is do not act in extreme or deviant, all right? And we do not do or say something outrageous. And as always, we want to maintain the mean doctrine, 中庸之道. In another English explanation, we call it as the middle ground, okay? And room to retreat. Then a good and wide affinity can be fostered, okay? So when there is affinity, we could match to meet each other. When there is no affinity, okay, we could not match to meet each other even right in front of our eyes. What affinity is this? This is actually the Buddha's affinity, right? The Buddha affinity brought us together. If there's no affinity, someone's right in front of you, we may not be able to meet as well. Number two, okay, before that, let me explain. An affinity is a relationship between humans, and there are good affinities and bad affinities, okay? Buddhism considers affinity as a meeting of affinity because there is a cause, and when time comes, there will be an effect. And Confucius, Kongfuzi, teaches that an affinity is a social etiquette between people which must be based on the 5 human relationship. Can you still remember what is the 5 human relationship that Confucius advocated about? They are the relationships of father and son, the husband and wife, the ruler and subject, and between friends, and the elder and younger. These are the 5 human relationships. And psychologists always consider an affinity is a relationship between humans where good or bad relationship or association is very much influenced by one's EQ. So a good relationship with others will certainly bring good fortune, right? I think this is the basic rule of thumb to stay in a friendly, warm relationship with anybody else. So let's move on to holding a good Tao affinity with others. Okay. How can we start with holding a good affinity with others? Number one, actively creating a pleasant atmosphere, right? Everyone wants to have a nice atmosphere. So we need to stay positive by creating this good, serene, peaceful, pleasant atmosphere. Number two, we have to be enthusiastic and sincere in carrying out this task, right? And number three, always show good cooperation, right? Number four, thanking each other. Yeah, we need to thank each other and be grateful. Be grateful to someone. And more important is we don't blame each other. And number five is to accept the inequalities of wills, right? When we try to have affinity, to build affinity, or to initiate a good affinity with someone else, we need to accept their views, right? I'm sure they will have their experience, their answers, all right? And also their point of views may be different. That's why we need to accept the inequalities of views. And what will be the benefits of fostering a good Tao affinity, right? In Tao community, we hope to propagate Dao. In order to propagate Dao, we need to start by fostering a good affinity, internally or externally, or with somebody you do not know. That's why having a good Dao affinity is very important. So number one, it can give you a sense of security, calmness, and happiness. Number two, can build good and cultivate good karma. Number three is to touch the heavens and earth, and we shall receive Buddha shelters and be able to help even more and more people. And number four is to provide assistance, convenience, kindness to the humanity as a whole. Let's move on. Let's move on to how to communicate and foster a good Dao affinity, right? Always starts by not being selfish, not holding a grudge, and as always, look at someone else's strengths, right? Don't look at their weaknesses, right? Many a times, human beings always look at their weaknesses rather than their strengths, all right? Number two, thinking from someone else's side, on their shoes, and we need to be more understanding, right? Everyone will have their situations, their difficulties. So don't assume it will probably be a better way if we just stand on someone else's shoes and learn to be more understanding. Number three, be kind, right? Be kind, use kind words, and have good manners and do good deeds, right? If we want to have a good affinity, of course, nobody wanted to be enemy to you by debating, scolding, arguing about, right? So always be kind, use the right kind words, and have the decent politeness, right? With anyone's with you. Okay. Number four is don't always, whenever you have difficulties or you have challenges in front, and you complain about the Almighty God, Lao Mu, the Lord is not helping you, and always start blaming others. Don't ever do that. Don't blame the God and don't blame the others, right? It's all about us. It's about our karma. So we need to go through that and don't have the grudge heart of complaining. Number five, be happy to accept. All right? Always be happy to accept, to put into practice, and unconditional in giving, right? This is something we can do, easily can be done. We can do it together as a Tao community to be able to communicate and foster a good Tao affinity. And sorry, there was some typo errors again. And number six, don't compare and be calculative, right? Many a times, human beings, we love to compare for no reason, and we are being too calculative. And number seven, hold for a moment if a bad word is to speak out, right? Watch our mouth, right? In a simple word, watch our mouth. Don't just lash out when you have some bad intention to speak the wrong words, all right? Be patient for a moment when anger arises, and always support and work together well as a Tao community, or even at your workplace, at home, right? And step backward and you'll find that the skies are wider, right? This is a Chinese old saying, right? 退一步海阔天空, right? And number 10, with pleasure of giving with love, the world can be brighter, can be brightened, can be illuminated, and can be lighted in a way. So it's about giving love. It's just like learning to be Bodhisattva and Buddha, have those unconditional big love, and I'm sure the light is everywhere, it's so bright, right? Let's move on to some examples of communicating and fostering a Dao affinity. That were some examples I would like to share for reference, right? It's not something that all of you that must follow. It was just some examples that how we can do to foster a stronger Dao affinity, to foster a stronger good affinity, right? And also a way how Dao members communicate with each others. First ones, you can see this is exchange meetings, right? So in temple or in Vihara, we can do this. We invite Dao members, and some are not Dao members, some are friends, to share, to chat on a topic, right? Even to help if you have some questions. This is how we can get to know each other and get the opportunity to introduce Dao to someone else. And of course, you can see we will have a moderator to help us. A moderator will probably be very well knowledgeable in Tao theories and Buddha's theory, right? The second one will be conducting some outdoor trips, right? Many a times indoor activities may be dry, dry. So it's no harm we done some outdoor trips together, right? We invited the members, right, to go to the parks, to go to somewhere where we think that we can do some activities together, meaningful activities, and it's related to Tao learnings and cultivations. And these are the scripture and sutra reading class, right? You can see from the photos. We can organize classes whereby we teach the young ones, the kids, together with the parents, especially reading and knowing more what is the meaning of certain scriptures, Buddha scriptures and sutra. So example, we have this 3 days a week on the evening, whereby after work the parents can bring their kids to the temple to read scriptures or sutra together as a class. And always we will have different topics on Tao, even on Buddhism, on Confucianism, or even on Taoism, more meaningful on what we understand and what we need to learn and what we need to practice about Tao. So we always organize Tao learning class, perhaps twice a month, right? Or even once a week. So we have Tao lessons whereby we invite all the Tao members, curious Tao members, to come to learn more and to advance their knowledge in Tao. All right. So we will invite experienced Tao speakers to come to do sharing. And on a lighter side, right? Something that's not too serious is we will have a once in a blue moon, not really once in a blue moon, but whenever we wanted to, especially when it comes nearer to the festive or when it comes to holiday, we will do a vegetarian food fest where we gather all the members to do a potluck. Everyone will probably cook 1 or 2 dishes. We'll bring in, we share, we enjoy the vegetarian food. So these are also some very good examples how we can foster a stronger Dao community, and also to propagate a good and strong Dao affinity among the Dao members. And as you can see, these are some of the outdoor activities. Right, just now we talked about outdoor trips, but these are the outdoor activities where we have some sports activities, we have some line dancing, or some gymnastic dancing. We get the right instructors to come in to organize and to arrange the activities. So it turns out also, in a way, we can say it's a family day kind of equivalent activity, and it's very encouraging and very motivating and very loving among the members who brought their families, their kids along as a family to have this, to enjoy this family day. To me, it's like a family day. It's something great that everyone can just do it, right? I think it's a good example. Maybe in your Dao community, in whatever countries you are, whether it's in America, Germany, Philippines, India, is something very warm to do this. Okay, this is, as you can see, is a richer class, right? A 理解班. This is where we teach, we guide, and we provide learning on the richer, on Dao richer, right? Because all these activities involve people, and these people are Dao members. When there are people gets together, they communicate. When they communicate, they understand each other more, and by then this will foster a strong relationship and bonding among them. And this is how a Dao affinity within a Dao community can then be cultivated. And richer class is one how we can bring the Dao members to come in to learn from the seniors how we should perform a richer ceremony correctly in the right way. And you can see there's also a family group class whereby we have classes based on family groups. We teach about the values of families and filial piety, more about how to raise a family, especially the young families. We will invite the right speakers on these topics, right? Okay, we have the 1st and the 15th of the lunar month. And what do we do on the 1st and 15th? Yeah, that will be always we have incense offering or 线香. We will invite all the Dao members to come forward together and to do the offerings together. I think this is a good event, 2 times a month, whereby we can invite them to come in, and after the offering can have a very short session of the ritual teaching, so that those that are not familiar with how to perform a ritual ceremony, they learn, okay? Or those that are familiar, we can talk, we can chat. This will foster a stronger bond and affinity among the Dao members. And you can see on the right is the regular committee meeting, whereby with masters and all the committees will meet together and chat on some of the agendas, how we can propagate Dao, how can we foster a stronger Dao affinity. This is how we can continue to contribute to Dao communities and fulfill each other's wow, right? And this is something fun for the kids. These are the children class, the kids class, right? It's half a day or some full day class, whereby class are mainly for the kids or some very young boys and girls, the youth who come in. Probably some are, one class is probably primary, the other class is for the youth is secondary schools, primary school and secondary school. So they come to learn about how to practice Tao in their daily life, some of the theories, and of course they learn about DIY in cooking, vegetarian cooking, and they learn about arts. They also have talent class to learn about art and craft. So you can see it's really fun for the kids and they love it. And yeah, perhaps in once or twice a year, no, we have a break for ourselves, for the Tao devotees, whereby we organize a Tao trip, a vacation for everyone, where we can find a good destination to visit and to spend probably 2 to 3 days together to enjoy a break, at the same time to enhance the bond among the members, and also to share Tao theories and experience during the vacation trip or vacation break. And in Malaysia, where we have a lot of Chinese celebrating the Chinese New Year festival. So the 过新年, where we will have a celebration, we will have events, and you can see now on this picture, I resemble the Chai Sen Ye. So we will have MCs organizing and master giving a speech. And of course, we will have a Chinese New Year vegetarian food fest thereafter. So we have performances for all the Tao members. So Tao is practiced in daily life. Tao is part of community. So these are some of the festival celebration that we embark. Okay, and we also have the art and craft class, where the speakers teach children about what they should do at home, and how to do something, housework, some of the artwork. How can they learn to be a better person, right, as they grow? That was the idea of some of these classes. We can also call that as a talent class, art and talent class, or talent art class. It's not necessary to call as art and craft class. Okay, and on the right you can see we also have Tanju and Dao senior class, where twice a year we have this a more formal class for the senior Dao members to join. Of all these activities I share, there are 2 examples. They are very good events for people to continue to get to know each other, and at the same time communicating to each other, and hopefully with that learning through all this experience how to foster a good and broad Dao affinity, right? That is what everyone's trying to do, to fulfill their vows and to hope that they could propagate Dao to more and more people that has a strong affinity with Buddhas. And yeah, on the left we can see temple grand opening, where whenever there is a preparations for a new opening of temple, there's a lot of preparation works needs to be done in advance, where a lot of members will be involved. Also, as part of this joyous grand moment, very holy moment, where a lot of the Dao members will take the opportunity to contribute and to serve, to help the setup of the temples, and in a way this really foster the bond among the members and deepen the affinity with Dao. And on the right you can see we learn to take more care, concern and love for our members. So whenever we can, we will arrange to visit our Dao members, right? I mean, physically we visit them, we will go to the house, or if it's not convenient, we will meet somewhere outside, just have a casual chit chat, ask how are they doing, give a lot of encouragement, motivate them, so that apart from their daily life, do invite them to come to temples, learn new Dao theories and practice Dao more and more often, and be vegetarian. I think these are some of the voluntary jobs that a lot of the Tanju and senior members are trying to do, because the earth, the sky and the earth, they can't talk, like what Chinese say. So human beings are the one that are able to speak on behalf. So we need to be propagating on behalf of Lao Dao, and to encourage Dao to all the people with strong Dao Buddha's affinity. And apart from that, we also have our team building session. You can see on the left, on the first is our Master Gong, and we have team building session among the Dao members. And I mean, in a way, what do we do in team building session? It's just like any of the corporate team building session, is to make ourselves a stronger team, right? Make us a stronger team, a more communicative team, a two-way communicative team, and foster a stronger bond among the working members. That is fairly important. And on the right, you can see is that we have the youth gathering, right? Now we can have a cup of tea, chit chat on certain questions and answers, and of course we can sing the holy rhymes together. We can also read some stories together, and we can do sharings on what we gather from stories, normally stories from Buddha's related books, Buddhism, Taoism or Confucianism, or even our Tao books. So we will just do a few different things at a time during a 2-hour youth gathering, right? Okay, you can see on the left, we all must always treasure the opportunity whenever our
our masters or senior masters are here, find time, be with them, chit chat with them, and learn from them. I think these are good example how we want our Dao members to advance when they are Dao learning. And of course, we will also have Dao members from overseas. They are coming from different countries, from Indonesia, from Cambodia, from Germany, even from New Zealand, or could be even from the States, who come to visit Malaysia. And we always welcome them with warm hospitality, as what Shi Zun Shi Mu said, we are all together as a family. So we welcome them and come to do a lot of exchange, to sharing. This is what we do. So these are some of the examples that we had, and these examples are something for reference, and it's not something that compulsory. We just want to share something that's good, how we can help the God, the Lord, Lao Mu, our Maitreya Buddha, Zhu Si, and our Shi Zun Shi Mu, our patriarch, to bring Tao forward, right? To propagate the Tao forward, and by fostering a good and broader Tao affinity among all, internally and externally. So it's just some of the examples for reference, and again, I wanted to say it's not something that is compulsory for you to follow, and I'm sure different Tao community, different countries, different places will have a different ways of doing it, and I do believe you will have a better, probably you will have a better events or better forms of program, in fostering good and Tao affinity. So with conclusion, I would like to quote that our patriarch, our Shi Zun Buddha Jigong once said, if only for the sake of success in this lifetime, then the affinity with the Buddha Jigong is only for one reincarnation. All right. So when there is a great heart of compassion, giving comfort to all people, fostering a good and broad Tao affinity to accompany our Shi Zun Patriarch Buddha Jigong in carrying out the Tao mission and the duty, then the affinity with the Buddha Jigong will last forever as eternal companions. So this is just to show just how a great declarations of love, the great feelings and aspirations of true cultivator, right? All Buddhas, they do not stop in one life reincarnation. They wanted to have an eternal life of serving the people, and keep coming back, reincarnating back every time to propagate, to show great love and strong feelings, to propagate Tao and to help to save the mankind. I think I just wanted to say that we should learn all this, the great effort of how the Buddhas have rendered in the past, as the good role models for us to be a true Tao cultivator. So with that, my lessons ends, and let's move on to the exercise. So the first questions, let's have introspections ourselves, right? In fostering a Dao affinity, right? With others, okay? What would be the appropriate behaviors we should have, right? And why? The question is, what are the behaviors that we should have, and why is it so? So something for you to ponder, something you should think about, and also for us, what will be something interesting for us and for the Tao community to stay spirited. Okay. Question 2, right? To achieve ultimate realization, how can we foster a good and broad Tao affinity to help more people in receiving Tao gospel? Right. The questions number 1 is about what and why, and 2 is how. And of course, in the earlier lessons that I share, I have shown a lot of examples, but they are just for your reference. It's not something that you need or ought to follow, you know. So do share how are you going to do it, right? In your location, in your locality, in your demographics, in your surrounding environment. So how are you going to do it in your country, in your home, right? So yeah, do give a try on this home exercises. Ponder on those questions, and with that, I will discuss the topic until here. If there's anything that is wrongly said or feelings that is hurt, I do apologize, and I hope that Lao Mu, the Lord, the God, will forgive my wrong words, and I seek corrections from the masters and the seniors. With that, I thank all of you for your attention, and till we meet again, all the best in your Tao cultivation, Tao learning, Tao practice, and also Tao propagation. And good luck to all. See you again. Bye.